Hey, Mr. Mayor, we're ready to go.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Paul. All right, let's get started. Thank you for coming. Thank you for attending. Thank you for all your hard work. The last couple of months are coming down today. So today's Thursday, May 13th, 2021 Town Council meeting. Again, we're going to continue to stay virtual. The information has been sent out many times for the last over 12 months. It's on our website and everything. So we're going to stay virtual for a while. We're going to open up with a public hearing for fiscal 22 budget. And I'm going to turn it over to Joanne, our town treasurer.
Yes. Good evening, everybody. Glad to see everyone. I'd like to talk to you a little bit about the FY22 budget. Some overview. I don't know if any of you had the opportunity to look at all the documents that we have on board docs, but I think that would be useful going forward if you, at last, 5 meetings or 4 meetings we've had. There's been documents with details. And you have to apologize. I have a cough this evening that won't give up. But the FY general fund budget for FY22, the total budget is $3,247,000 for the general fund. The sewer budget is $1,056,000, and the water budget is $511,000. Capital improvement budget is $595,000, and the community outreach budget was reduced to $28,000. That's just lump sum numbers. Now we'll go into some detail on those items. The current tax rate for the town of North Beach is 61 cents. It's actually 0.6170. The new tax rate will be reduced because we're going with the constant yield as we usually do to 0.6034. So it's a little over a penny savings, penny and a fraction. The trash fees for FY22 will be increased. They are currently at $327 annually. That fee will be increased to $414 annually. And what that's allowed to do is to keep your twice a week pickup, your once a week recycling pickup, your bulk pickups as they're scheduled throughout the month, and your community cleanups. So that's what that fee goes to pay for. I just wanted to give you an overview of what that fee includes. In the FY22 general fund budget, you'll see there's some other items, but I just want to highlight one of the bigger items is the increase in the deputy sheriff's contract. Currently, we're paying $516,000 a year annually for the deputy sheriffs. That fee will increase to $550,000 in FY22. It's over a $34,000 increase in 1 year. Some of the other highlights of this bill, and I'll get into them in more detail. I just want to wet your palate, so to speak, so you know what we're speaking about as we go through this. The water and sewer minimums is going to be reduced from 5,000 gallons to 4,000 gallons, and that's part of our conservation plan. The new quarterly bill based on the rates will increase from $148.20 to $183.20. Included in the material is a breakdown of how that bill, if you have an average of so much gallonage per quarter, what your bill would be estimated at. So as we highlighted those items, I'd like to share my screen if I could. Paul, is that my
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. 1 second. and I'm a little slow because I'm not as tech savvy as Paul. But can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. In the summation, there's the constant yield rate, which we spoke about just a few moments ago. And that rate is the 6034 that you see at the bottom left of your screen. But to the right of your screen, you'll see what the tax rate has been over the years. And you'll see that there's not a lot of increase. And like I said, normally we go with the constant yield rate. So if it's not exactly the constant yield, it's within a fraction of the constant yield. So I wanted to point that out. And then I wanted to bring up the Calvert County tax bill, and hopefully I can hit this just right. And we spoke about this early on, so for those who've missed it, let me explain it. The Calvert County tax bill, there's a fee that shows up on your tax bill. There's a couple of them, and we're going to break them down as an example provided here. Usually at the top of your bill, you'll see the Calvert County rate and what that amount is over to your right. Then you'll see the state tax for your property, and that's over to your right at $354. And this is just a sample. Then you're going to see a fee that says solid waste fee. That fee is a fee that's charged by Calvert County for the landfill. It gets charged for every developed property within the Calvert County. That means every municipal property, every residential property, and every commercial property. So that fee goes directly to the county. Then you see town taxes, North Beach. This is all the way over to the right, and it is the highest of the, well, it's a little higher in the county, but that's because the town provides the most services. And we provide the services that the county doesn't provide in town. And a list of those services can be found on our website. The next fee, which is the most important, and it's a little deceivious how it's printed. It's not intentional. It's just because the printer for the Calvert County or the software, how they have it set up, this is the only explanation. This is the max amount of characters they can put in that field. And what that is your special assessment from the town of North Beach. And that would include your trash pickup, which we spoke of earlier, which is $414 annually. It also includes your sewer benefit fee, which is $250 annually, which pays for the debt services on the utility. And it also includes your water benefit fee, which is $107, which again pays just for the debt service on that utility. And those are combined and shown in this line item. The only reason if that line item was to be different than not include those three numbers would be, for example, Burn Oaks Apartments. They provide their own trash pickup. So they get charged only the sewer benefit and the water benefit fees. But that's an explanation of your tax bill, just in case you had any questions. I go into a little more detail. I don't want to reiterate what I just explained to you, but it basically, this presentation is also on the website, and it goes into a little more detail or exactly what I just said. But I thought it was kind of cute with the characters, so I thought I'd be fancy and put that in there. Then we have the trash fee, which we spoke about, but with this one, I just want to say we do provide a lot of services for that fee, and you can see some of them here, and Dawn does a very nice brochure to explain to you how to get your trash out, when to get your trash out, what we pick up, what we don't pick up, the days, the times, and whatnot. And all this information is a resource that's found on our website. And if you haven't looked at our website or subscribed, you need to do that because there's a wealth of information there. And let's go into a deeper dive onto the water and sewer rates. The water and sewer rates Currently, for a quarter, the water rate is 42.20, and it's 5,000 gallons. But with the new rates, we're proposing it's 4,000 gallons, so it's reduced by 1,000. And that, again, is part of the conservation plan. And the water rate, you'll notice, is going to stay the same. And as we get further into this, you'll see that the reason the water is staying the same because it's less expensive. But when we get to sewer, there's a drastic difference. The sewer rate is currently at $91 a quarter. The new rate is at $126 a quarter for the base minimum fee. And I'll show you the breakdown of how we derived at those minimums and at the rate that we're proposing. Those $625 would be for each 1,000 gallons over the 4,000 minimum, and the $725 would be each 1,000 gallons over the 4,000 minimum for sewer. And back when we first started our conservation plan, it was 2017, I believe, or 18 that it was proposed. We wanted to mimic the Calvert County rate, and Calvert County has one base amount, and then you pay for every 1,000 gallons after that. So you only pay for what you use. And the reason we kind of went was to conservation to help promote it, and it's working. And I can tell you that just based on revenue. And also so that you don't pay for what you don't use. In some cases, and this is just an example, if you had a family of 4 and the minimum is 10,000 gallons, that family of 4 would only pay the minimum fee. If you were a senior living alone and the minimum is 10,000 gallons, you're a senior paying for 10,000 gallons and you wouldn't be using 10,000 gallons. So we decided to mimic, the best for all of our residents would be to mimic the Calvert County rate structure and come up with a base amount, and you'll eventually pay for only the gallons that you used. So that's how that number was derived. And then on this next screen, this is just an average. Well, this is just the rate structure that you can find, I spoke about earlier, that you could see if you're a person, say you're a person that uses 11,000 on average a quarter, your bill may have been $210 this last few quarters, but it will become $277.70. And you can go on through depending on how much you use. We don't have too many people that use more than 50,000 gallons, but there are some, believe it or not. And I don't know if that's out of need or neglect. So I have no way of knowing. I can only tell you what's reflected in the bill. Then let's get into some little bit of information that I always find. You tell a little bit of the technical stuff, and then you want to send a little wealth some people's way. And I thought maybe this will give a little better understanding. For an average home, the clothes washer machine is what I call it, is 22% of your water usage on normal. A dishwasher, for you, those like the mayor who was not using his dishwasher because he thought it used more water, used less than 1% of the water on average a quarter. And then the shower, 17. And then one of the biggest one is the toilet. And that's a sneaky little bugger because you can easily have a leak in your toilet and not realize it. You don't always hear it. Some people say they hear the toilet running. Well, if you hear it, address it because it's going to wind up having a large bill at the end of the quarter. But I just thought that was a little funny to share that with you. And then as we get into the evening, we're going to talk a little more about beach fees. And the mayor's going to go into detail about his plan to bring the beach back to the residents and restore that to the residents. and he can lay that out for you as we get a little further into this detail. And I have another sample screen at the bottom, but I believe Dawn has a presentation she's going to give on Click It or Ticket. And I didn't want to conflict with that by showing my screen. Is that true, Mayor?
Absolutely. She's going to jump in here once we get into the meeting.
Okay. All right. So those are the fees. I'm going to close this out and go to the waterfront fees, if you don't mind, Mayor.
No, please do.
Okay.
We've all went through this.
Okay. I don't really know that I need to explain all the numbers again. I think what I would like to do is just get to the meat of the conversation, and that's what the rate might be. And the council has this laid before them. It's going to be a difficult decision, but I know that they'll make the right one. And we have options here. I think there's 4 options for them to choose with various revenue based on those options. And this is all based on the new procedure, and Dawn's going to lay that out in her presentation. The capital fund for FY22 is $595,000. And the reason is there's quite a few projects going on. There's stormwater projects we've got some grant money that we're spending. We have our portion of improvement for the library, and that's, I think, cellular service is what we're supposed to be providing, and some type of utility connection. But that's the budget as it's laid out. Then there's a new project that the mayor has for the street scanning, which will dig deeper into, I cracked myself up, dig deeper into how to determine which street might need the most improvement. And I think that's an interesting program. So I just want to share you some of the highlights of what's in the capital budget. Other than that, Mayor, unless you want me to go line by line, that's the gist of our.
I don't think we need to.
Okay. How would you like to proceed from here?
Does it, council? Obviously, we've had these for the last couple months. We've gone through it for many meetings. Obviously, the beach fees we're going to discuss tonight. The numbers of the beach we're going to discuss tonight. So really, do you have any questions over what's been presented? The beach fees are part of the North Beach business fee schedule. So we'll be voting on that tonight. So we'll discuss that. But other than that, do you have any questions other than whatever Joe has presented tonight? Any council members?
I think most of them have asked their questions in past meetings.
Fantastic. Oh, hold on, Mickey's waving.
Okay.
He's almost unmuted. He's almost there. He is so close. You might have to sign language to us. Oh, so close.
Sorry, Mike, I'm using 2 screens. One of my screens like lags way bad.
You're good.
I saw recently that it looks like the Dragon Boat Festival might be changing locations.
No, they did this year. What happened was they called us up and they wanted to do it in June, and I did not feel comfortable doing it in June. I said, "Can you do it in August?"
Okay.
So they made a decision, and between while we were discussing it within the staff, they went ahead and reached out to Rod and Reel.
Okay.
Not Chesapeake Beach. Chesapeake Beach didn't even know.
Okay.
We let them know. So it's probably just temporary because I can't imagine with all the construction going on over there that they're going to keep it there.
Okay. So right now it's in this FY for next year.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yep. No, good question. Any other questions? If you're not unmuted, council, just wave your hand. Is there anybody else? Nope. We good? All right. Do I need to? Where's Stacy? So we have no other questions by council. Stacy, we have to make a motion to close this. Nope, we just closed.
No, you have to open it up for public comment. Public hearing.
Yep. So, go ahead, Paul.
Paul, you're muted.
Please enter any public comment into the chat. We're not in there right now.
Yeah. Put your name, where you live, your address, and that'd be great. If you have any comments, questions. This budget has been out there for the last 2 months, probably. And we've had many work sessions already.
And if anyone was just on a phone, in theory, if you hit *9, you'll be able to raise your hand in Zoom and I can actually unmute you if you want to make a public comment.
Let's give it a couple minutes. We have a lot of people on today. Make sure that we don't miss anybody. I would pass on to everybody that's on the call tonight. If you really want to know more about the tax differential, please go to our website. It's a great education and why our tax structure is the way it is. So, all right, I see there's two. Hold on. Why is there a line for Performing Arts Center? Sean, that was really many years ago. That probably at this point should be taken off. I'm not sure why it's still there, but maybe Joe can answer that, but we can definitely, that should not be there. That's under, it's under the EDC. I would assume.
That was probably there from when we used the grant to do the feasibility.
Yes, Mickey, that's it. So Sean, that's probably there. We were given a grant that we could pass on to Calvert County.
Oh yeah, it's an old item.
It's an old item.
It's zeroed in it. There's
Yeah.
no dollars next to it.
All right. Which we can probably take off at this point. All right, any other questions? Nothing's popping up, so we'll give it another minute. All right. I think I'm comfortable enough to say that all the comments have stopped. All right, let's move forward. Let's have a motion to close public session, the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, raise your hand. So moved. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming. So we're going to go out. What's that, Stacy? No. We're going to go ahead and open our meeting, but really before we go into the pledge, I know this is a slight adjustment, but we have a special guest on tonight that I'd rather let her. So if you can unmute Gwen, please, Paul, and I would like to let her speak and she'll do her thing, and then we'll say some words.
All right. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay, wonderful. It's great to be here, you guys, and to see you all on video. I appreciate the opportunity, Mayor, to share a few words. As the mayor, council, and staff already know, I've officially resigned from the council after 14 years of service and into my 4th term as a council person. Prior to that, I was on the Planning Commission. So it's definitely time to go, right? We have no term limits, I guess, in North Beach. It's been a long ride. But I truly want to express how grateful I am for this opportunity that I've had. You know, I've had friends and colleagues say, "Oh my gosh, why would you want to do that? Why would you want to torture yourself and volunteer your time and be involved in town politics and all of that?" But for me, it's truly been an honor and a gift from the bottom of my heart. You know, it hasn't always been easy, but it's always been important and something that I took seriously and something that I enjoyed. You know, North Beach may be a small town, but it has a huge heart, as do the people that serve in the, whether you're town council or staff or volunteer committee or the residents. You know, there's certain people that are drawn to this town, and so many that have been involved in improving the quality of life for our residents and visitors. And I know that big heart will just continue to grow. You know, just a little bit of a backstory. I'll just take a short minute here. But when I was 8 years old, I wrote a letter to the county animal shelter. I've always been a big animal lover. And I expressed my concern about how the animals were treated there and how they were put to sleep. You know, so many animals that didn't get a home when they weren't adopted. And I recommended to the powers that be that they purchase some land and find a place for all of these animals to roam free. And I'll never forget when I actually got a response back from the county officials at 8 years of age. And of course, I was disappointed when they didn't take my recommendation and, you know, purchase acreage for the cats and dogs. But I'll never forget getting that letter and opening that letter and reading that and just feeling heard that we all have a voice, that we can get involved and try to do something to make a positive impact. And I truly believe that's when my love of service, it just stuck with me. Something about that, you know, trying to make a change and wanting to be involved to make a difference, big or small. So whether it's, you know, the work I do in my personal life, in my business, or as part of North Beach, it's just been a personal mission to try to create personal positive change for people and communities. We can't do that alone, and I'm so grateful to have been part of this team and so appreciative to the staff. Joanne, I don't know if Donnie's on here, Stacy, Dawn, I mean, all of you that you do every single day and that people don't necessarily always see behind the scenes, right? It's not just the meetings, it's all the work that goes on in between. You guys work so hard. I've seen that over the 14 years. And I've also seen all of you grow. Our staff is, you know, you guys have been there longer than me. So I've seen you grow and change, but the dedication and the passion for North Beach hasn't waned. And to working alongside Mayor Benton and the mayors before you and council, I appreciate all of you. I know we haven't always agreed, but the passion and the positions have always been about trying to get to the best solution for North Beach, you know. And then we go out or we have a Christmas party and you know, it's not like DC. We can talk and chat and come together. And I think that's something else that I've always just truly appreciated. I hope we never lose. And on a personal note, you know, Eric, my husband and I, we moved here 20 years ago as a fairly young couple and just fell in love, you know, fell in love with coming down and seeing the Chesapeake Bay and just literally never left. it just became home and we never left. We never lived anywhere else. And we're not going away now. We're starting a new chapter. We're going to spend some time in the islands. This has been a dream come true to spend some time in the Bahamas. Sorry, Mike. Don't be mad. You can come visit. So the door is always open down there and we'll still be here. I'm still going to be working as the library liaison. So I'm grateful to, you know, the mayor to asking me to continue that. And I can't wait to see the shovel in the ground for that project later this year. But I just want to thank you all. Times change, right? We come to forks in the road and we have to choose a path. And who knows, maybe I'll be back, you know, involved in a different way in the future. But for now, the path is taking me in a different direction. But appreciate every single one of you and our residents and our visitors. We have a fabulous, amazing town. And thank you so much for the opportunity to serve. This has been a highlight of my life. So thanks, you guys.
Oh, thank you. Obviously, we could not thank you enough. It's been enjoyable. I've had the pleasure to serve with you 10 years. And again, like you said, we might not always agree, but one thing and I was telling a couple staff members the other day, I said, but we could have a great conversation about it. And we learn how to give a little, to get a little, and just what's best for the town. And I think that's one of the things I appreciate most is that, I always felt like you're putting the town ahead of anything else. So you will be missed, but you will have to keep your responsibility with the library. So can't go far.
Not going too far.
So I tell you what, I'm just going to go just quickly. If any council members like to say something real quick, you can. I don't want to step on any toes here. Craig, go ahead.
Well, Gwen, I remember our days walking the streets of North Beach when we were running for our first term on the council and knocking on all those doors and going down these little streets. And the conversations we were having about, man, what is it going to be like and what are some of the things we hope to accomplish? And so thank you for your service. You've made an impact on the town and we appreciate that. So I wish you and Eric the best.
Thank you, Greg. Thank you so much. Appreciate
And
that.
Anybody else like to say something before we go to the pledge?
Yes, I would. I'd just like to thank you for all the time you've given to the town and to the environmental committee. You were the starting charter member of that group, and it's grown a lot. So we thank you for that. And good luck in your new endeavors.
Thank you, Jane. And thank you for taking that baton. You've continued it. You've continued that committee. It's been so important. So yeah, I think you, Greg, and we all started together in our first term.
Yes, we did. Yeah.
Anybody
And
else?
you will be
before we
happy to note, and I'm sure you already have, that the 3 projects that we thought were so important have been completed. And then we added the 9th Street pump on the tail end of that. But our big 3 projects have been done, and a lot of that is thanks to you.
Thank you, Jane. I appreciate that.
Anybody else before we tell Gwen to get off and go to dinner or wherever she's going?
Gwen, just thank you, and I'm happy we'll still be seeing you around town.
Oh, thank you, Mickey. You too. I mean, I know you're the youngest of the bunch. We've seen you grow a lot and expand your family, and it's been awesome. It's been awesome. Thanks, Mickey.
Glenn, thank you so much for your 14 years of dedicated service. Certainly, it's really been enjoyable working with you, and you've taught me a lot in the last 3 or 4 years that I've been on council. And one of the things I certainly appreciated most about your work was really raising the bar across the board for the entire town, whether it's aesthetically or dealing with flooding or parking or whatever it might be. Always looking for those opportunities to really kind of push towards excellence and really just improve the town across the board. So thank you for all of your service.
Paul, thank you for that. I'm gonna have more time to be on the North Beach access, with so because it's been awesome working with you, Paul. I appreciate everybody brings something unique to the council, and that part's been fun too. So thank you for your words.
All right, Elizabeth, you're the last.
Well, I already said my well wishes on email, but I'm happy to repeat them. I'm pretty sure that Gwen is going to be successful at pretty much anything she puts her mind to. Fair winds there. We didn't really have a chance to work together, but I have known you for many years on a different note, and you are a dynamic personality, so I think you'll do well. And thank you again for all your service on the council while you were here.
All right.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you.
Well, Gwen, enjoy your dinner tonight. Thank you for plugging in. And if you ever get bored, you know where we are on Thursdays.
I know I'm gonna miss you guys and these budget conversations. Good luck to you guys.
All right.
Best to
you, Gwen.
all. Thanks for the time.
All right.
Have a good night. Bye.
Thank you, everybody. All right, let's move right into Pledge of Allegiance. And it's unmuted. You know what? Elizabeth is unmuted. Let's let her lead us.
Oh my goodness. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much. Roll call, please. I guess we.
Okay, I'm unmuted now. Okay. I'm going to call as I see on my screen. Mr. Hummel,
Here.
Mr. Dotson,
Here.
Ms. Hagan.
She went out. I think she said Jane.
No,
No, I said Jane, Miss Hagan.
I didn't hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Mr. Troncone
Here.
and Ms. Dalton.
Here.
Perfect. Thank you all.
Thank you.
All right. Let's move to approval of the agenda. Motion to approve the agenda as presented.
So move.
Second,
Second.
any discussion? All in favor, raise your hand. All right. Minutes from the approval, motion to approve the minutes of the April 8th, 2021 Town Council meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All right, any discussion? All in favor, raise your hand. Motion to approve the minutes as presented from the April 15th, 2021 work session.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, raise your hand. It shows you how many meetings we've had lately. Minutes from the May 6th, 2021 work session. Motion to approve all the minutes.
So moved.
Second. Any discussion? So raise your hand. All in favor, raise your hand. Fantastic. So moved. All right, that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna need a break. All right. Scheduled appointments. Hey, Paul, can you unmute Sean? There he is. Sean, I got to swear you in now, buddy. You want to volunteer? Where is he? There he is. Oh.
Hey.
All right, there he is. All right, here we go. So, most of us see Sean walking around all the time. He's been in the beach since 2008. 2 amazing kids. I mean, just somebody who wants to be involved, and he has. I believe he has some most passion for a town. Every time I talk to him, there's a great conversation. So I'm just so happy that we're able to get him on the committee, and that's the tree committee. So what we're gonna do? Where is he? I can see his face. There you go. This is difficult. Beyond in person, it'd be a lot easier, but online, it's a little difficult. But I need you to raise your right hand. And then I'm going to say I, then state your name. I,
Sean Mansberger,
do swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
do swear that I support the Constitution of the United States
and that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance
and that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance
to the state of Maryland
to the state of Maryland
and support the Constitution
and support the Constitution
and laws thereof,
and laws thereof,
and that I will, to the best of my skill
to the best of my skill
and judgment,
diligently
and faithfully, without partiality or prejudice, execute the office of North Beach Tree Committee according to the Constitution and laws of this state. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, you're going to be hearing from Rick and Lisa and the other tree committee members. And I look forward to seeing more conversations in the near future. So if you need anything, you got my number, call me, call Lisa. We're here, but you volunteering means a lot to us as a community. So thank you so much.
Mhm.
All right. Thank you. All right. Let's go right into our reports. Public safety first. It is attached, and I believe
Lieutenant Hollinger.
there he is. My boardwalk walking friend. All right, his report is in there. Do y'all have any questions for Lieutenant? I'm trying to see the background, see where he is. I can't figure out where he is.
Car.
Well, Good one, Jane. Anybody have any questions for the lieutenant?
I do. Lieutenant, you stayed in here all these accidents in North Beach. Is that North Beach proper, or is that all of North Beach in the 20714 zip code?
They should be North Beach proper. Yeah, we've had a few minor fender benders, and we've had a few cars backed into, but we haven't had anything serious in April at all. Nothing worth
Because I
mentioning.
thought 3 was quite a bit for us.
Yes. Yeah, nothing worth mentioning. No injuries to speak of or anything like that.
All right, thank you.
Any other questions for Lieutenant? And you get a chance, Lieutenant Hollinger and I speak on multiple times during the week just to get the pulse of the town. And as we get warmer and warmer, more people coming out. And I'm excited because he has some new deputies coming on board. I've already heard some great things from some residents about your new deputies. He's here. You need him, you call him, he's available. I tell you, he's a blessing to our town. So any other questions for Lieutenant Hollinger before we move on? Nope.
Lieutenant, I just want to pass on something quickly. I was speaking with my neighbor the other day, and she's in her mid 80s, I think, and recently her dog had passed away. And she told me that she called the sheriff's department, and somebody answered, and they told her, "Oh no, we don't typically deal with that." But they said, "You know what? We're going to send a deputy out there anyway." So they sent the deputy out. The person stayed with her for quite a bit of time, helped coordinate, I guess, with animal control and whatever else needed to be done there to get that situation resolved. So I just wanted to pass on, a thank you to you and your staff and the rest of the deputies there for really, doing all the great things that you do every day. And unfortunately, in the news and stuff these days, we only hear about the bad stuff. But there's a lot of great things that you guys do every day to touch our residents. So just wanted to just say thank you.
Thank you, council member. I'll pass that on to everybody. That's I wasn't aware of that, but it doesn't surprise me at all that they would come out and handle something. It might sound small to us, but to that person, it's a big deal. So
Absolutely.
So thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. And I'll see you tomorrow.
And we're glad Nikki's back.
That's right. She's back.
Yeah.
I think Lieutenant gets tired of me saying that, so I won't say it anymore.
Yeah, she's back, and she's on the permanent day shift also. So you should see her out there all the time. We got her off that midnight shift. So
good decision. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
And he's made other changes too, but we're not going to go in detail here. But if you do want to sit down one time with him or just stop, wave him over, he has adjusted the shifts to benefit the town residents. So they seemed small, but man, it was great ideas on his part. So definitely stop him, call him, and he'd love to sit down and tell you. All right. Thank you so much. All right. Treasury report, Joe.
Yes. Treasurer's report for March 1st through March 31st. Beginning balance was $2,528,000. The ending balance in the general fund cash was $2,403,000. MLGIP general fund was $2,892,000, and sewer capital was $89,000, and water capital was $43,000. Total cash available to the town of North Beach is $5,429,000. We actually had some hotel revenue on our Calvert County tax payment. It was $815.28. We had no business license revenue from the state of Maryland.
Any questions for Joe? Nope. All right. Thank you, Joe.
You're welcome.
Public Works, we'll get that report loaded. Stacy will shoot the email over to you. We had a mix up today, so we will get that in there, but I will give you a couple high level. We had the lights go out from Hatch's Corner to 7th Street. We just couldn't figure it out. We've had electricians out there twice. We're gonna look at replacing, but they were fixed somehow, some way. The light bulbs blew, but they were LED, brand new light bulbs, but they blew. So we got them all fixed from Hatch's Corner all the way to 7th Street. So they're good to go now. Also, the Greenwood pump station upgrade is complete, other than the new fence going around it. And I cannot express my thankfulness to DB and Drew, because, you know, we're down to Donnie Bowen and Drew on Public Works. We had 2 leave, medical, retirement, so forth. And then we had one decided to make a career change. So we do have a new employee coming in next week, a gentleman that has experience and he's going to fit right in. But Drew and DB did that while doing everything else. We do have summer help, one person helping out in the summer, cutting, you'll see them around town. But you get a chance. DPW has knocked out a lot of stuff this week over the last 2 weeks. So please, you know, give them some kudos, because I know Drew and DB are probably ready for some help. Code enforcement, met with Rick today to go over some ideas, but he loaded the code enforcement. And what he put in there, he's not on the call tonight. He put in there some open stuff, the permits, just to let y'all see what's going on. Him and Croto are out. Croto's out in the golf cart, says code enforcement on it. So we're stepping that back up. He's back out there. It's great to see Croto back out there. But if you have any questions for Rick, as always, call them. They're available Monday through Friday. If it's an emergency, call them on the weekends. Just tell them Jane said it. But his report's in there. Take a look at it. If you have any questions, shoot him an email. Now, let's get right to marketing. I believe this is where you're going to be able to see. I cannot express the amount of effort that staff has gone through. Kelly, Dawn, Stacy, Bud. I mean, just to get us into this beach season. We have a new manager. We are adjusting what we've done forever for the betterment of the town. And there's so much backroom stuff that's going on, as in adjustments on the website, adjustments on the click tickets, adjustment at the Welcome Center, handheld devices, you name it. And the staff has done an amazing job. So Dawn's going to take over. Her report is in there, but I think she's going to do a presentation real quick.
I will. I'll do the presentation, but I just want to mention a few things. Has everyone seen the North Beach town map? It's on the website. You'll start to see it on other things around town, on some signs, banners. It's attached to a QR code. It's interactive. You can click on locations on the map and it gives you more information about, say, a town business or parking or Sunrise Garden, things like that. So take a look at that when you get a chance. We'll also use that at the waterfront when the beach opens. There's a nice thick red line around our town. A lot of people don't know the boundaries of the town of North Beach, and that's a big question when people are trying to get on the beach and they say they live in North Beach, but they may live in 20714, but not actually within the incorporated town limits. So hopefully that will help out with that. You'll also see it on some signs that will be on poles around town. It will replace old loop group signs to kind of promote the businesses and stuff in town. So you'll see it out there quite a bit here soon. Like the mayor said, I'll mention we got through the farmers market. I think that's been successful. We've got some awesome vendors there this season. It seems like everyone's enjoying their Saturday morning down at the senior center. And now, as the mayor said, we have been doing a lot of not back room work, Mike. We're doing back end work on our systems, our website, the new click ticket system. Kelly worked hard to get that Beach Pass software going. So pretty soon we'll be letting the residents know when they can get down to the Welcome Center to get beach passes. I will say that if they got a beach pass in 2019, it's good for 5 years. So you don't need a new one if you received one in 2019. So now let's get to quick tickets. Let's see, let me share my screen. Okay, does anyone see?
We see you.
Okay, let me try this again.
It worked earlier.
I know. Oh, we always do a trial run and then it doesn't. How about now?
It's starting. It says.
Coming.
If you need help, just call Jane.
Okay, Jane?
Yes, it's working.
Okay, do you see a picture of the beach?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the new Click Tickets software. We have that's just a cover image. Here's our logo at the top. This is what you'll see if you are on your computer, on your phone. You know, of course, it adjusts for the phone screen, a small screen. What we have set up are tickets for adults, children, seniors, and military for out of county and Calvert residents. So when someone wants to come to the beach, they can come here to Click Tickets. Of course, you'll see, I don't know if you noticed, but most of the fees say 0 because hopefully after tonight, we'll have some fees to put in.
No, it will be done tonight.
Okay, thank you. We can't wait any longer.
No, tonight.
I'll use the non-Calvert resident, which is out of county adult. I'll use that for an example, and I just have $17 in there just because that was the last fee that was used. So I'm an adult. I'm between the age of 12 to 54, and I live outside of Calvert County. So I'll go here. You can click anywhere on this little box.
Oh.
And this pops up. So you have a description down here. It says beach entry for ages 12 to 54 who reside outside of Calvert County, Maryland. And then it tells you what to do when you actually get to the waterfront. Upon arrival, take the ticket to the Welcome Center for validation and to receive the wristband. Final sale, no refunds. So I say, okay, I'm going to go to the beach. Click buy now. Just one person. Add that to my cart. And I think a lot of people are familiar with online shopping. So it's very similar to online shopping.
Amazon, baby.
Yeah. So you see that there's a little card up here. I click there. It tells me one ticket at $17. There's that $1.49 fee. Go to checkout like you do on any kind of online shopping. Put your name here, and I'll just put in name, email, phone number, all of that. And then next. And here's where you enter your credit card information. So it gives the total here. I would type in my card number, expiration date, that security code, my zip code, submit payment. Then get my.
Also, if you haven't yet, if you ever go to the water park in Chesapeake Beach, their system works exactly like this. This is not something new. A lot of beaches that we talk to in other states use this type of system. It's the only way possible. Now, what you will not see on here, because we vetted it, we've got so many changes going on down there. We decided that inner tubes, umbrellas, chairs, and fishing will not be used through here at this time. We're going to do it at the window because of the amount of other changes that we're making. We eventually will get to the point, hopefully, if we can make sure it can be done properly with those products. But right now, this is strictly to get your feet in the sand, if that makes sense.
Okay. So do you guys see this receipt here on your screen? It does say 0. That's just because I did a screenshot earlier before I put in the $17 fee. But when you
we don't see the receipt. There's no receipt.
Oh, there isn't?
No.
Oh gosh.
I think you have to submit payment.
No, it's just because it was actually on a different screen before I shared it. What do you see now? You don't see it?
No.
Okay. Let's see. Here it is. Okay.
There you go.
Okay. So there's the receipt. It would give your total here of what you paid. Like I said earlier, there was $0 in there. So when I screenshotted this receipt, it was 0, but it would have the total there. Here's your barcode that's on the receipt. Now the user can keep their receipt on their phone, or they can print it out if they want and have it in hand. And when they arrive at the beach in the Welcome Center area, we will have 2 people outside with handheld devices to scan that barcode. And then they would then get their, once they're scanned in and everything's approved, and then they would get their wristband and go onto the beach. So that's how that will work with the receipt part of it. And like the mayor said, once everyone's trained and we're into the season and things are running smoothly, if we feel like, you know, the need that we can get those rentals on the site, we'll add those at that time. The other thing with Click Tickets is it keeps track of how many people have purchased tickets. And we can also manually update that with people that may have purchased a ticket at the Welcome Center. So we'll always know, we'll have that count of people on our beach.
So also they have to show ID too. So when we scan this in, we're going to look at the scan and we're going to look at their ID, because it happens. We're not going to say why it happens, but people will say they're a county or they're not, you know, they're never going to say they're out of county if they make a mistake. It's going to be, yeah, I live in the county, or I live in town of North Beach. We are not scanning town of North Beach. They walk up, they show their pass, they get their wristband, and we use a manual system to track our residents because of the Click Tickets. We don't need to do it on the Click Tickets, and there's a fee associated with it. Our goal is it's unlimited for North Beach residents, but we restrict it from county and also out of county residents to try, and we'll go over the numbers shortly. All right.
And does anyone have any questions on how that will work? It's pretty simple. I think most people can navigate through and purchase their tickets and put that credit card number in and get on the beach.
Just to follow on with what the mayor started to say, you know, it happens that you may have an out-of-county person purchase a county ticket.
Yes.
So how do we handle that in the validation process? Because, you know, there's a differential there, correct?
Yes, sir. We do what Chesapeake Beach does with the water park. We send them to a window and they pay the difference.
So when they bring their ticket and they're scanned in and they show their ID and it shows that they live in Upper Marlboro instead of Dunkirk, that's outside of Calvert. So then they would have to go to the window, pay the difference, and then move on to the beach.
We you know, it's going to happen. We hope we have the same history that Chesapeake Beach. It doesn't happen a lot, but it does happen.
Yeah.
And there's no place for, if people want to use PayPal, you can't do that, correct?
No.
Yeah. All right.
No. Any other questions?
Thank you.
Yep.
All right, cool. Thank you, Dawn.
You're welcome.
All right, Lisa.
Yeah. Hello, everybody.
Hey, Lisa.
Hi.
Very impressed with everything people have been doing. Pretty amazing getting ready to open up again. I just want to say thank you to all the council members that came out to our very first event post-COVID, our Earth Day event. Paul and Elizabeth and Jane came out, and Sean was there, and a lot of people came out and helped out. We adopted 35 trees to the public that we planted in yards. We also gave out 15 bluebird boxes for town residents around the town. We did a trail cleanup and a nature hike. It was well attended. We figured we got about 50 people to come out, so that was good because we still were wearing masks and trying to be social distancing, but taking a lot of pictures because it was the first time seeing a lot of people person to person again. So I really appreciate your support on that. And now it's time to move forward to us becoming certified for Sustainable Maryland. So I'm working on that, and I'll be reaching out to people to help me that I need help with on some of those components. So thank you.
All right, stay tuned because there could be some big news coming down in the next, I was hoping today, tomorrow, next event. We don't know, but hopefully we have some big news that you know, we're excited about. So hold your fingers, keep your prayers going. Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you.
All right, the waterfront report is in there. You get a chance, you know, you know, again, the waterfront is a really a team effort, you know, with everybody, not just counting Bud, but You know, he's got some key people back down there. The hiring process is taking place. We made a lot of changes, and I'm sure Bud is probably sometimes see me walk up going, oh gosh, what is he going to change now? But he's every time I say, I have an idea. He goes, tell me what it is. So if you get a chance to stop by, see Bud, I think he's doing an amazing job. You know, the countdown's on. We have 15 days before Memorial Day weekend, which is holiday number 1 that we survive in the town of North Beach. So hold on tight. All right, that's it for reports. Let's move into public comments. The town of North Beach welcomes public comment. Public comments will be taken in the chat box during the Zoom. Please state your name and your address. So we'll give it a couple minutes. There you go. What are we doing to mitigate risk as it relates to cybersecurity with the click tickets? You know, Carmen, Click Tickets is a national organization. I don't know. I can find out for you. They were referred to us, and we've met with them many times. They come highly recommended from many organizations out there, but I would tell you there's nothing on my end that I know of that we're doing other than what the standard protocol is on their end. I can see if I can find some more information. I can get Paul involved to see, but I don't have a good answer for you right now, but I can see what I can come up with, Carmen.
I don't have specifics on this, but I would imagine that we as the town never handle any credit card information. We don't see any personal information. That's all handled by the Click Tickets organization would be my assumption. And they're held to certain standards called PCI compliance. So it's a compliance standard that they would have to meet to be able to process payment card information to confirm that they're keeping it secure on their backend servers and things. So
yeah,
and I don't know about them specifically, but likely they're meeting all those requirements. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to process that payment and personal information.
That's exactly what I said, Carmen. Good thing Carmen knows me. She knows better. That wasn't me. All right, thank you, Paul. And but we'll double check. I definitely we'll check with them. They make sure they're meeting whatever the requirements are. But great question. I don't see any. Oh, here we go. Can you explain what was done on the beach behind the shirt shack? Yes. So if you notice, we had a small pump out there. One of the things that we got moved was we cleaned out the 8-foot pipe that has never been cleaned out from the Boys and Girls Club all the way to the beach. But we still noticed that when they designed that station, they took an 8 foot in diameter pipe and it goes into the pump station down into like 18 inches. And it just wasn't drafting enough. So what we did was when we updated Greenwood, we met with the pump, and we have a flood committee too and so forth. And they said, listen, if you could get more water into your existing wet well or the other wet well, you're going to be able to keep the streets dry down there. So I said, go for it. Let's do it. So what you're going to see over the next day or two is the pump's going to come off of the beach, and we're going to see what the first rain, what happens. So we're hoping that we made a major leap. We also have an RFP out for a pump adjustments on that beach, but that's what we dug up. I promise you there was no bodies. But I'm excited because if it works, then we can take that orange pump off of there. So I hope that makes sense. It's definitely not sewer. It is storm water. That is not sewer drain. It was 100% storm water. No sewer drain. Absolutely. And well, okay, let's wait one more second. Maybe somebody else has a question. I like questions. And also, if you don't ask a question tonight, please go on to our North Beach Access. You can download the app. You can send the departments. Make sure you download it. Make sure you follow the instructions. You can send each department a question, and then it gets it goes to the departments, zoning administrator, Rick Crump, myself. I look at the report every week to see what's open, what's closed, and what was the comments and what was taking place. So go on North Beach Access. I cannot stress that enough. It's an amazing app that we put in place over a year ago for our residents to be able to communicate with us. Documentation. All right. All right, Paul, let's go ahead and close that out. Thank you so much. Oh, will we be seeing some special events come back this year or watch? I don't know. I'll have to get with you next time you're at the office. All right. Here we go. Let's go ahead and move to ordinance and resolutions. So the first one in, I think is Alyssa still on? Yep, she's on.
Yes.
Can you unmute Alyssa, please? There she is. All right, so what I'm doing tonight, I'm introducing two ordinances tonight. So number one is ordinance 21-01, amending chapter 9, ethics to incorporate change to state law. This is an introduction for this ordinance. It will be placed on the June 10th, 2021 Town Council agenda for a vote. If voted favorably, the ordinance will go into effect on June 29th, 2021. Alyssa, can you give us a brief synopsis of why we're doing this?
Yeah, so there were changes to state law. Your existing ordinance was approved by and complied with state law, was approved by the State Ethics Commission. And there was no problem with it until there were changes to state law. So this amendment just makes a few minor changes to incorporate those new requirements. So there's elaboration, for example, in the section regarding the use of prestige of office. There were additional requirements imposed for people who have lobbyists in their immediate families. It makes your home address is not disclosable. That's a big change. And then you will see that in the version that you have in your packages, there's some language in blue on the 4th page about participation in procurement. The State Ethics Commission no longer includes that language in their model. Probably and presumably because they expect people to make those decisions for themselves in their respective procurement policies. I like having it in the ethics ordinance. However, it's no longer required. It provided that folks who participate in drafting specs for public contracts can't then bid on the contract. And the concern is obviously about people drafting specs in a way that benefits themselves in the bid on the substance of the contract. So that's what that was about. So that is a decision you all will have to mull over and make before you adopt these changes. The rest of the changes are kind of relatively minor, except that exclusion of your home addresses as public information.
All right, so the information is in your package. This is an introduction today. It'll be placed on the June 10th. So between now and then, if you have any questions, reach out to myself, Stacy, or Alyssa. We do have a 3-person ethics commission. So this will be handled accordingly. Does anybody have any questions for Alyssa before we move on? All right. All right. Next one is ordinance 21 dash. Thank you, Alyssa. Ordinance 21-02 operating budgets for a general fund, general fund, sewer, water, and capital projects. This is an introduction. This is an introduction for this ordinance. It will be placed on the June 10th Town Council agenda for a vote. And then obviously if voted favorably, ordinance will go into effect on June 29th. So this is the introduction of that ordinance. All right. Now this one here is a resolution that we need to vote on where the discussion's got to come in. We cannot leave here tonight without agreeing to this number, these two numbers. There's only two numbers. We've discussed this thoroughly. Joe, unmute Joe for me, Paul, just in case she needs to step in here. Thank you. So in your package, you'll see the resolution. Operating budgets for the general fund, sewer, water, excuse me, no, I apologize. It's a resolution to establish the town of North Beach fees.
Mayor, can I ask if Stacy could share her screen? I don't have the fee schedule up on mine.
Yes.
I have multiple things open.
So I'm going to go over, we had a couple questions last month or last week that I addressed in the email to, well, in board docs to each person. The MTA lot, the beach fees, the fee schedule that you were all given. So what, and the beach numbers. So what I'm going to do is I passed on to you. So today really is about the dollar amount. We can discuss the volume, but right now it's about the dollar amount.
Can you see my screen first off?
Yes.
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 Okay.
So we went back through it. Stacy went back through it. We went back through it and we cleaned it up. We addressed most of your comments, most of your concerns. You've had it. I like I said, the big ones tonight is the beach fee, and we're proposing to increase the fishing fee. We have not increased the fishing fee in 20 years, but there is a big cost to that fishing pier. It doesn't stay clean because of Mother Nature. So I just want to pass that on. So what I'm going to start with first is let's get your questions out of the way. And Stacy, Joe, step in if I need to back up a little bit. Is there any questions outside of the fishing and the beach fees? Do you have any questions outside of that?
Yes.
Talk to me. Bring it on.
For the miscellaneous zoning permit, the pods dumpster and the additional fee for pods or dumpsters, is that when they're sitting on the public right of way, or is that also when they're in private property?
I believe that to be on public property.
I believe that's the case also.
Okay.
So they're not there longer than 7 days.
We have people dropping pods off in the right of ways. And
Yeah, I just want to make sure that
there.
was for public right of way, not when it's on a private property like during home construction.
No.
So
Public property.
I can make that notation that it's on for public right of way.
can we just to flag it that way?
Clearer the better, Mickey. The clearer the better.
I know we were talking about an event license last time. I don't see that in this one. Did that get pulled or
No,
reworked?
it's on here. So entertainment license, here's what we changed on page 2. We changed the numbers to entertainment license per day.
Okay.
How's that?
Okay. Yeah. It was
Makes more
just,
sense to what we had.
yeah, it's a lot easier to follow that way.
Thank you. I agree. So that was a good call. What else?
Those were my 2 questions outside of the other ones.
All right. Any other questions from council? I'm trying to look at your faces, but somehow my thing moved to the right. Those are the questions that we had there. And then the other questions. Let's start with the easy one. So we're asking to move the fishing from 7 to 9 for the first poll. Keep the second poll the same. We have 3 trash cans out there that we dump on a regular basis. Plus, we have to power wash it on a regular basis due to the fact that it's a fishing pier, and we just got to keep the smell down. Plus, we have trash that we pick up. There's labor to it. Plus, the person at the window that is, sitting there getting them their passes and so forth. So we did open up more fishing around. It's still not on the top deck, but you can fish more spaces because it just made sense for us to open up some fishing. But we really need to increase the fee to help cover the labor and the cost. And That's the easy one to me, but what is the consent of the council? I'm looking on my screen and I see Jane first, and then I see Paul, and then I see Elizabeth, I think. No, I don't. I don't know what I see. Hold on. Never mind. I see Mickey first. Mickey, how do you feel about moving from, again, we have not increased his fee.
I'm okay with the 9.
All right. All right. Mickey's good. Greg.
Yep.
All right. Who's next? Jane.
I'm fine with it.
Paul.
I'm good with 9.
And Elizabeth.
Yes, I'm good with 9.
All right. 1 down. Thank you. Joe and Stacy, as always, you know to step in to save me if I'm going the wrong direction. All right. We have beat this to death. Let me give you some more historical numbers. I sent you the breakdown, but we have 3 big holidays in our town. So the three big holidays are Memorial Day, that's coming up in 15 days, 4th of July, and Memorial Day. Those are the most impactful days on our town from the visitors and guests that comes to our town. There's sporadic days throughout the week, but let me give you the facts of the numbers of 2019. You already have the overall numbers, but this is what I'm trying to improve on for our residents. On Memorial Day, the 24th, there was 54 out of county, 7 county, 3 residents. On the 25th, there was 441 out of county, 54 county, and 47 residents. Hold your seat. On the 26th, there was 1,187 out of county, 63 county, and 27 residents. But don't worry, we can make it up. On the next day, it was 1,139 out of county, 59 county, and 68 residents. Every holiday, it's the same story. Why not? People want to come here. Absolutely. High five. The problem is that the negative effect on us is greater than the positive fiscal effect. As much as we want visitors, I think we need to control what we put on our beaches. More is not better. If you don't believe me, come down this. I'm going to work the Memorial Day week and work with us. I'll give you a nice shirt that says staff. We need to control that. So when you think about these numbers that you're about to vote on right now, because there's 5 council members. The one that gets the highest 5 is going to be where we move forward with. $17 an adult was the last time the beach was open. We had planned to go to 20 last year, but it never happened. So we never got to 20. And Joe could step in at any moment if I'm going off wrong.
You're good. You're good.
We gave y'all 4 options, 20, 23, 25, and 29. The cost of minimum wage went up. The amount of trash, the cost of trash bags, the cost of mutt mitts, we go through 67,000 mutt mitts. Not 6,000, 67,000. The amount of times we got to clean the boardwalk up. We need to raise the prices. We need to restrict the volume so our residents can enjoy the beach, but also we got to cover our costs. We got to be able to cover the impact, the flower beds that are trampled, the boardwalks that are damaged, the parks that are damaged. We bring so much, and also we're not talking North Beach, folks. We're talking 3 streets. We're talking Bay Avenue from 7th Street to 3rd Street. We're not talking every street. We're not talking the 15 miles of roads we have in our town. We're talking 3 streets where this massive amount of visitors come. This year we have the library starting. We have a rough date, which is going to be a huge asset. We need to take control back the situation. So having said that, Joe, do you have anything you want to add about the fee structure?
I think with this year, with the pandemic, it has really had an impact as far as us reflecting on what we really want to achieve. And we've been on a certain path for many years now, and we've achieved, obviously. But now the time comes to where we need a little more control. And I think I may have said this many times before. You're only known for the last bad thing that you did. My fear is with so many people in such a confined area, if something was to happen, that's all we would be known for. All our good would be, it would go to the wayside. That was all they remember. So I'm pleading with you also to help us restrict the amount.
So what we have to decide right now, tonight, hopefully not all night, because we've talked about this extensively. 2019, we're at $17. We were going to 20. Minimum wage is up. The cost of living is up. There's a gas shortage. You name it, man. It's everything. We got we have it going on. And to continue the beauty of our beach, to continue the beauty of Boardwalk, and for our residents who we work for, what is the pleasure of this council? I'm not sure how to handle this. I tell you what, I say, I'm going to give each council members to discuss openly what their feelings are. And then what we'll do is we'll go, I mean, I'm not even talking about 17. I really don't want to talk about 20, but 20, 23, 25, and 29. So Councilman Dotson, what would you like to say? And then we'll go to Jane and then we'll go down the list. Or we can just go right to voting, whatever y'all want.
I think I'm okay with where we're at now. I mean, I had concerns about it earlier, but I think I'm okay with the fees that we've got. We're talking beach fees, right?
We're talking strictly the beach fees for out of county and for Calvert County residents that you see here. So in our plan, and if you had the old one, Stacy sent the old one. So we have 3 options.
Yeah. I got it.
So right now we're talking about out of county. We need to vote on what do y'all want to increase it to? It has to go up. It's not a question, does it? It's a question of what dollar amount. So we know we can't stay at 17. Our minimum wage is $11.75. That's not even remotely a conversation. 20 is not going to pay. It's not going to do it. But so somebody make a recommendation and then we can go from there.
I have one thing to say though. So if we don't, if we go with one of these others, whatever we don't do, whatever we don't set the fees at to pay for everything, then it comes out of the general fund and out of the taxpayers' money, correct?
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Mickey, I think you had something to say, or somebody else.
I'll just go with where I'm at.
Yeah.
I can get behind the 20 and the 10 for the out of town, for the out of county.
All right.
And for the in county, I could even see that because right now we're not looking at upping that at all. I could see upping that $1 to 10. And then that makes some even like numbers even, if that makes sense, like 20, 10, 10.
What about children?
Huh? Well, yeah, the in-county children I'll leave alone.
All right, so you say you want 20, 10, 10, 6.
Yeah.
All right, Mickey has cast his vote. Again, we have 20, 23, 25, and 29. We 20 will kill us. So, but it's up to y'all. Bring it to the table.
The way I look at where that was just running numbers and how it falls with the budget expenses and whatnot. And also the fact of 20 from, let's just look at the out of county adult from 17 to 20, that's 3, that's roughly like an 18% plus minus increase in a fee. Where like 23 would be like a 30% increase. And that going anywhere is a shocker. So, and if we look at how we're going to limit the capacity. And that's why I asked for the numbers on what were the numbers on average for the days on the holidays where we had to shut down the beach. We now know, okay, that's our max number. We should not be cresting that. So then we can look at where we want to set our max head count so that we don't get towards that point of we need to shut down for capacity anyway.
All right.
So to me, it's like I'm comfortable doing 20 this year. Then if we see how this year goes, look at it next year. It's like after we have this year, then we know, okay, this is where capacities ended up falling. Did we hit that did we hit that lockout point? And then what the honest revenue was from the full year. Because prior to this, our numbers were creeping up each year with people coming to the beach.
Yeah, my sole purpose is to get more residents on the beach, which is dismal. And the only way to do that is restrict the overall volume. So I really hope we step up and restrict it dramatically this year. But again, it's
I had a question. Mike, Mayor. Did you all do like a break even on each one of these price points to see?
Joe did, shows you if we brought 50% what the money would be. You received that multiple meetings ago.
Yeah, actually, I'm looking at it.
Yeah, so we need to make it to, so let's just, here's the deal. We were 17, we were supposed to go to 20 last year. Everything has gone up from last year to this year. The cost of everything's going up. So let's go through the list. Who's next? Who wants to give me their thought? Because at the end of the day, we have 5 council members. We got to vote on a number.
Yeah, I didn't hear what Greg's number was.
All right.
Come back to me. I'm looking up something like that.
Okay, that's fine. Greg, so Elizabeth, what is your number?
23.
23. And then, all right. And then, Jane.
25.
Okay. Greg.
Yeah.
Paul, excuse me, Greg. Don't worry about that. Paul.
25.
All right. So we got 2 for 25. We got 1 for 23 and we got 1 for 20.
25.
I'm gonna go back to Elizabeth real quick. Elizabeth, when it comes to the children out of county, what do you want to do with that? We're at 9 now.
Give me a second. Sorry.
That's fine. And then same thing, Jane, same thing, Paul. Do you want to go up similar to Mickey on those with the county and the children?
I need to make one correction. For the Coward County residents, the adults were 7 and the children were 4, I'm sorry, and the seniors were 4. That's what was posted on our website.
I apologize.
We're talking about out of county, right? We're talking about out of county.
Yeah, you're talking about out of county right now, but I just needed to make that clear.
That's typo. So the typo is corrected, and the correction is it should be 744. I apologize, mistake. So now we need to go back, but so let's just continue one more time. Greg, are you ready yet? Or
He did.
He said 25.
all right, I didn't hear him. I apologize. All right. So going back to the Calvert County residents and the children and seniors for out of county. Mickey was,
Wait a minute, can I stop you real quick?
yeah.
What did you decide on the out of county children and seniors? Have you
No,
discussed
we
that?
haven't got to that yet.
Mm-mm.
So right now, Mickey's at 2010. Now we need the other 4 council members. Tell us what you want to do with children out of county. Paul.
So just to be clarified, so it's currently at 7.4 and 4, and you're proposing 9.66? Is that your proposal? Or
No, we're going back to out of county, children and senior. What would you like to do?
Oh, I'm
with the
sorry.
children and senior? Nope, you're fine. It's my fault.
out of county. I mean, I think I'm fine with the 25, and I'm fine with 9. I think that's fine.
Greg, Elizabeth, or Jane?
I'm fine with what Paul said.
Mickey, I misled you earlier. Would you like to change what you said?
For the in
Oh,
county,
no, out of county is right. Out of county is right.
yeah, the out of county.
I fixed the in-county screen. It's right on the screen now.
Okay, Greg, what would you like to do with out-of-county children and seniors?
Same. 9-9.
9-9. Elizabeth,
Yeah, I'm okay with the 9-9.
all right, so, all right. Let's talk about Calvert County residents. Right now is at 7. Mickey, I misled you. I apologize. What would you like to do with that, Mickey?
I'm okay going up to 9.
All right, so 9, and then are you okay with 6?
Yeah,
All right, so 9, 6, 6. You good with 9, 6, 6?
yeah.
Okay. All right, Greg, Elizabeth, Jane, or Paul, what would you like to do with county?
I'm fine with the 966. That seems fine.
Yeah, I'm fine with the 966.
Yeah, I am too.
All
Yep,
right.
same here.
All right, so based off of this, and Stacy, you can help me. 3 council members want 25.99. And 3 wants 966. We have 1 at 23 and we have 1 at 20. Stacy, help me here. So based off of that,
Can I stop you 1 second? Can we stick to out of county first and then move down to in county? Because it's getting too
okay,
confusing.
here's where we have it. Out of Calvert County visitors, adults ages 12 to 54. We have 3 council members out of 5 that would like to move it from 17 to 25.
Correct.
We have all council members. No, we have 4 council members that would like to move children's 3 to 11, keep it at 9. And we have 4 that would like to keep it the seniors at 9. Did I misspeak by anybody?
What is the military price?
9.
I think it should be the same as a senior.
Yeah, it's 9. Okay, just for clarification for the
The
tape.
military is same as senior.
Now, just for reference, on the breakdown, when we were given the 25 number, the out-of-county child and senior was 14 on that breakout.
Yes.
Which why would it be 14 on there? I thought it was 17, Joe.
17 was the
No, on my breakdown, not your rate.
Yeah. Yeah, on the breakout that we were given last time to look over at the different price points.
Yeah, the 4 colors. At 9. At 9, yeah. I didn't do one for out of county for at 9, but it's not too far off from the 10 one at the bottom, the blue.
Right now, out of county visitors, we have 3 at 25, 1 at 23, and 1 at 20.
Mm-hmm.
We have 4 sticking with the 9-9 on the children's and seniors.
So that's a little bit of variation on the options that were given to us, but you see the 25 is going to carry. So it made sense to go with the 9-6 that aligned with the 25. If you went with the 23 or the 20, you'd have to vary the numbers on the children and the seniors. So the 25 is going to carry because there's 3 of us versus 5.
Yes.
That's why we went 9-6. So the breakdown is going to be just a little bit different than the 4 options that we were given.
Yes.
Right.
Yep. Just a little bit. We'll rerun those numbers for you just to have it. But for tonight,
Yeah,
that's
why it's getting confusing.
All right. So at the end of the day, the 25.99 carries 3-2.
Yep.
Is that correct, Stacy?
I have a question, Mike.
Yes.
So we're saying then that the child and senior out of county is 9 or 14? Because on the breakout here that we got, it says 14. So it's not being raised at all.
No.
If we go with 9.
What?
I'd like to propose we at least raise it to 11.
Which one?
Out of county children and whatever is 14 under, children and
So you're
seniors.
changing your vote from 9 to 11? Or children?
Otherwise, there's no raise there at all.
See, the problem is we really can't do that at this point in the game because we were given these options to look over weeks ago. And what you're proposing, Jane, would have to rerun the numbers. And
But
so,
it's in the proposal.
All right, so here we go. Let me bring this back. We had this on the table. Right now, the adult out of county is 25,
Yes.
3-2. The question that now is, Councilwoman Hagan would like to take the children's and seniors, or just children's,
Just children.
from 9 to 11. So having said that, she has 1 at 11. We still have 3 at 9, and we have Mickey at 10. Does any other council member want to change their children's?
no,
Again, prior to this, the children's senior count was generally half of whatever the adult was.
Mm-hmm. Right.
All right. Councilmember Hummel just threw out there that normally it's half, so, or it has been half. Is there any change that you would like to make about the children's out-of-county visitors numbers? Right now, we still have 3-2, $9 for children's out-of-county. Does anybody want to change their number to 10 to 11? Mickey's at 10, Jane's at 11. Anybody want to change their vote to carry a 10 or 11, or are we sticking with 9?
I'd go with 10, I guess. We can.
All right, so Paul says 10. Jane says 11, Mickey says 10. So now we have 2 at 10, 2 at 9, 1 at 11. Anybody else want to go to 10?
I can go with Paul at 10.
All right. We have 3 at 10. We good?
Yes.
we're good.
All right,
That's
seniors at 9. Are we sticking with 9 or are we going to move it to 10? And listen, we're not making this stuff up. The numbers are in there. You can see the basic numbers by $1 and so forth. So don't worry. Like, this is not us pulling out the hat. It's the numbers are in there. We discussed it. We're just now really just trying to refine them. So I don't want anybody thinking that we're just pulling these numbers out. We're not. We had the numbers broken down with Joe. Now we're just trying to refine that number by Joe. So seniors age 55 and up, as of right now, we have 4 to 1 that stays at 9. Does anybody want to change that, or are we sticking with 9? With nobody saying anything, we're sticking at 9. Calvert County residents, we were at 7, or 2019. Tonight, we have everybody's saying they want to go to all council members going to 9. Does that still stand?
Yes.
I'm talking about in county.
Calvert County residents,
Yeah. Okay.
adults. All right, so now we're going from 7 to 9. Children's 3 to 11. As of today, it's at $4 from 2019. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Everybody has agreed to go to 6. If we stick it with 6, or better yet, don't say that. Are you changing your mind? Nope, 6 it is. When it comes to seniors age 55 and up, we're at 4. We all agreed to 6. If you're changing your mind, let me know. If not, we're going with 6. So moved. All right. Thank you. I know it was a little painstaking, but I apologize. Umbrellas, chairs, inner tubes, and boats, everything else is staying the same. Town of North Beach residents, the purpose of this is to get residents back in our town to cover our costs to get on the beach. North Beach residents, unlimited for free. Any other questions about this fee schedule?
Okay, so where are we at now? I guess this is pretty much directed at Joanne. So as far as let's see here. As far as the capital improvements and the community outreach, is this the numbers that we did?
No.
I think you ran it at 50% at 246 guests.
So,
Yes.
Is that gonna
well,
meet
so-
your?
we're gonna have to change that number, Greg, I think. Joe's gonna have to run numbers. Well, no, she has the $25.
Wait a minute, I'm trying to pull it back up. 1 second, Greg, okay?
While she pulls this up.
Hey, while that's happening, Stacy, are you annotating that document? Can you just is it possible to put next to the out-of-county seniors, blah, 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 and military, just so we have that documented?
Yes, I'll do that.
Thank you.
Someone in the chat has asked if it's possible
Okay.
to have higher on the weekends.
If I can respond to Greg's question.
Yep.
The $25 is broken down the same way. It's $16 to the town, $5 goes to the capital improvement fund, and $4 to the ED, community outreach. That should get you where you need to be, Greg. Achieve it for FY22 and also just allow a little bit of payback for the loss of revenue for FY21.
Okay,
That's a success.
all right, thank you.
You're welcome.
So the question we had a question. Is it possible to change? The problem with you have moving fees. We don't just have issues on weekends. I'm saying it's the big 3 holidays and this and that, but there's days during the week kids are out and you'll see our beaches balloon. So really, if we can make it static across the table, it's easier for our staff for bringing staff on, setting the hours and the schedules and so forth like that. It's just easier across the board. Then we can figure out our income a lot easier too. Joe can, if we just keep it across the board. Now that's so the numbers on the beach don't have anything to do with the beach, the fee schedule. All right. So what I want to do now, I need to make a motion, right, Stace, to get this approved?
Yes, you need to make a motion to pass the fee schedule.
As written. So I need a motion to pass the fee schedule as written and discussed tonight based on the changes that you saw Stacy made. And then I can sign the resolution and it goes into effect immediately so we can get the stuff going on the waterfront. Do I have a motion to pass the fee schedule?
So move.
So moved.
Second.
Second. Any more discussion about the fee schedule?
I got one.
Yes.
So first, I'll say thanks for dropping the truck fee down to half, $250.
Yes.
So is that for 12 months?
It is.
Good.
It is.
Okay. That's
It is. And then what's happened is the planning commission is going to focus on the restrictions and what they can do and they cannot do.
Or what was that again?
The food trucks.
Oh, okay.
It's for 12 months, the license.
Yes.
And then, of course, the entertainment thing that's for, got it. I'm good.
All right.
Thank you.
Any other questions? We have a first, we have a second discussion.
Call the question.
No questions. All in favor, raise your hand.
Aye.
Against?
No.
Okay, so we have 4 for, and 1 against. Thank you so much, everyone. I will sign this and get this to Stacy. So in our proposal, we said 350 max at any given time on our beach. I would like to pass on that. I don't back down from that number, but I would like to add that I like to have a county, an out of county, and then obviously unlimited for town proper. You can see the numbers. And all Memorial Day, we didn't even have 150 residents on that beach total ever. So one of the numbers we got to do is what I would like to do, because all of this will be click tickets. The whole purpose behind click tickets is when somebody, a visitor, goes online to pay and register, they can see if there's room for them on the beach. The same way the water park works. Can they still drive up and check at the window? Absolutely. Will we allow them on if they can fit? Absolutely. I think this is a huge step for us as leaders to move our beaches forward. So we had down there 300, we had 350, we had 400, we had 170, whatever the number is. We need to come up with a county and out of county. That's it. North Beach residents are unlimited. If every resident want to come on that beach, they can go. Can't fit, but if they wanted to come. So,
Mike,
yes.
with the click tickets, would we really be able to track how many out of county versus in county are on there and try and apply that to a limit? Or would it be easier just to have a blanket limit for just not town?
We would, well, I don't want to do it. Only reason why I don't, I would like to do a separation of county and out of county to try to get some more county residents here. And again, this is no slight to our visitors. We cannot thank them enough for coming. But just listening to individuals, I think this would be a good start. We can track it absolutely. After every single day, I will have a complete breakdown within minutes off of Clover with the help of Dawn and everybody, the exact breakdown of numbers and zip codes of where people are coming from. The zip codes would be done manually, probably. We haven't figured that one out yet, but we will be able to track county, out of county, and residents at the end of business every day. So we can adjust it. We can adjust the numbers once we see it, but we got to start with a number.
So Mike, Mayor, I just want to ask, so now that we've said this, how do we get the word out so that the townspeople actually know that that is what we've done? Because there might be a gap there.
2 weeks ago, we started marketing on social media. We've had a massive response. Now that you have approved the beach fees, we have a banner going up down on the boardwalk. We have 10 sandwich boards going up on the boardwalk. It'll be the voicemail messages will change on all of our town stuff, text messages, emails, social media posts, the resident guide, website. The only person won't know is the person that has not woken up yet. So they will know. Our town signs will be changed. I mean, Dawn has already started marketing 2 weeks ago. So, and we're getting great responses from it. Now that we have the numbers and then they can fix whatever the definition of the back end, you'll see within the next couple of days, the banner going up. Also, we're going to hand out cards on the boardwalk on weekends to everybody who's walking by, letting them know that, things are changing. So I think we have that part covered. We just need to, and this will be a fluid number. If we find out the number's wrong for whatever reason, we can adjust it. But we got to start off with a number because based off of these numbers, and when I talk to residents every single day, I think when we can do this, they're going to start feeling like they can get the beach back. They can start bringing their family down on Memorial Day weekend instead of having to go to a Calvert County beach someplace. Breezy Point's about to experience that too. So they got a rude awakening coming up here in the next couple of weeks. So the number is not stone, but I got to come up with a number so I can advertise and put it on click tickets for county and out of county. That's it.
Parking. Out of visitor parking.
Well, that's why if we do this, then our parking situation should be better. Our trash should be better. We're not going to stop everybody from coming here, but what I will know is that they want to come to our beach, they log in and they see that there's no space. They're not going to drive here. They're going to go someplace else. So parking will continue. We also on our website, you'll see that when you click on the word, well, not yet. Don't do it yet. Don't do it yet. Don't. When you click on the word parking, not only do you have the interactive, but you're going to soon see a map so people can see what is west of Chesapeake Avenue where residents live, and then where they can park around town, Chesapeake East and along the boardwalk. So I think you'll see a lot of education going on.
It brings me to one point with senior citizens and the handicap spots. There's a lot of people with handicap stickers that sometimes probably shouldn't have them, but they have them. So I think we really need the sheriff's office to step up and give tickets to people that are parked there in those slots.
Absolutely. But for now, I don't need that number tonight, but I will be getting with Bud. We're going to start with a soft number. It'll be fluid. We'll stay in communication with y'all. I just want to pass it on that we will have a number. We have to have a number. That's the purpose of click tickets. That's the purpose why they have click tickets at the water park. That's why they have click, you know, it's to keep people wasting their trip if they want to go to the beach or they want to go to the water park. And which in theory should help our 3 streets that everybody drives on. So it doesn't have to be discussed tonight. I'll get with y'all. What else? All right. Let's go. Let's move on. We got that voted in. Let's go ahead and go to council reports. I see Mickey first. So let's start with Mickey, then Elizabeth, and then Greg.
I mainly thank everybody for coming out. Elena posted a comment asking about the status of the business licenses, and I just replied that we're waiting on Planning Commission to finish their revisions for Chapter 3, and then we're going to go from there.
Thank you, Mickey. Absolutely.
So I know they're doing work, and I've been attending those meetings. And I know this budget cycle is hard, and I'm hopeful to see how this year shakes out to see if we can tweak it or change it or what adjustments we need to make. And I thank everybody for their work. So.
Thank you so much. All right. Well, now Jane.
Oh.
I know somehow y'all switched. Not now. All right.
We didn't move seats. Yeah, I'm hoping everybody online, we don't know who you are or where you are, but thank you for stopping in and listening to our discussions. This is not easy for any of us to come up with these numbers, but it's a job that we have to do, and you elected us to do that job. So the Environmental Committee has been meeting and will continue to meet. We will probably take July off once our Sustainable Maryland thing is been submitted. So thanks again. And Greg, you're going to talk about legislative.
I hadn't prepared.
Elizabeth's next.
Yes, good evening, everyone. Thanks for coming out. I had an amazing month. Was very happy to support, oops, I'm going to forget names now, our environmental person in our event. What I was very pleased at was when we walked along there's some wooded area behind Burn Oaks. And so we took a walk through there and was very pleased that Lisa is going to start labeling the plants back there. I've been walking back there actually literally for years now. And it's nice to see that we're going to give that some much needed attention. In addition to that, I just want to let everyone know that at the Calvert County, there is an environmental commission, and I have been attending those meetings for several months now. And the last couple of months was very, very productive. There was presentations from their planning and zoning department and how they're integrating with all their other departments and working on the environmental sustainability issues. And their Parks and Rec also had a great presentation on their sustainability policy, things that we could probably glean from in the future as we move forward with our own plan that we're going to be working on here through the Stormwater Committee and how we affect several of the other commissions and committees here in the town. So very, very busy month, very, very productive month. And I look forward to the summer. So thanks again, everyone, for coming out.
Thank you so much. And Greg.
Okay, I got two. All right, let me start like this. Jane brought up a point here. I will have a full report our meeting next month on the legislative issues. I got two questions here. One, I think this is probably more to Joanne. Let's see, about the water bill, trying to understand what the debt fee is on the water and sewer. And could someone please clarify if a person uses 1 drop of water a quarter, they will be billed $180 now instead of $150?
So the minimum fee, we have broken down what it covers. So, and then there's a minimal charge. See, that's the reason why we want to get down to 0. Right now, we're down to what, 4,000 gallons? So you're going to be charged for 4,000 gallons if you use 1, 2, or 3. And Joe can step in and correct me. She's an expert on this.
You're right. Greg, was that Carmen's question?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I responded to her directly.
Okay.
You know the difference between the sewer benefit and
Okay.
quarterly bill.
All right, cool.
Explain what the sewer benefit goes to, the debt service.
Okay. And then I'm not sure if everyone saw that Brian Gretchen had one in here.
Yep. I just saw it, so I can answer it. Our staff, you know, we have a lot of people that will buy food from our restaurants and go sit on the boardwalk. If they're breaking open a picnic basket and so forth, our staff will say something. I don't think people realize the huge volume of people that go on that boardwalk. We are constantly interacting with people, thousands of people actually on the weekends, and fixing things and stopping people from doing stuff. So we see them breaking open a picnic basket or a blanket, and we had somebody bring up kiddie pool last year and stuck it on the boardwalk. So we are constantly getting, letting them know the rules. Most people accept it. They'll go to the back of their car, they'll go someplace else. But a lot of times the foods are bought from our local brick and mortars. Obviously we support our brick and mortars and we want to do what we can, because of the situation, but we do stay on top of it. Again, go to the North Beach Access app. If you see something, say something to us, but we don't look the other way. We address it, but sometimes, I mean, it's a tough situation and we get yelled at, but we will stay on top of it.
Okay, thanks, Joanne and the Mayor. And I just want to thank everyone for coming out. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for participating, because your questions help us get better and help us better to serve you. So by my count, we had 23 people tonight. So that's a good number. So thank you, and everyone take care and be safe.
All right,
Mayor,
Paul.
I'd just like to add one thing to let everybody know that Greg was voted in to be the vice president of the Southern Maryland Municipal Association. So he will be representing not only us, but all the 3 counties that make that commission up. So he will be on the board of MML for a year.
DVP, Mr. DVP.
Yep.
That's Greg.
Good job. All right, Paul, last but not least, Paul.
I want to give a shout out to Joanne, our treasurer. So this is I think that's my fourth budget as a council member in North Beach. And this has been by far, I think in that time, at least, the most questions, the most taskers that have come from council and everything else. So thank you for all of your hard work and number crunching and all that. And I also want to just really, I guess, congratulate the mayor and the town staff on really what seems to be a great pivot of the farmers market from Friday nights to Saturday. I've been there the last 2 weekends and the turnout's been great. The vendors have been happy. They've been selling out of their goods. And even last weekend, where the weather wasn't that great, it was still a decent turnout. So that appears to have been very successful. And I know there was a lot of work that went into that. It's not just wave your hand and suddenly there's a farmer's market there. So thank you to the mayor and all the staff for a great job on that.
Thank you so much.
You're here.
All right, I'll go quickly. Carmen, absolutely, we approached them. They're not interested in renting it or leasing it to us. So yes, if you have pool at the Catholic Church, please call us. But no, they said no, they're not interested in leasing it to us. I personally, we have tried. I would love to have their parking lot when it sits empty 80% of the time, but it just they've seen other things. Yes, I cannot stress enough. Even though this is our 3rd budget, the amount of conversations I've had with staff sometimes make me feel like I've never done one before, because it is, I think if you look at the budget and see the notes beside it, it's one of the most clearest thought through budgets in a long time. And it's no slight to any other budget, but I do know Joe thrives on budget, but I'm sure she'll be ready when this is over. And I think I will too. I think we can start talking about something different, Joe. I don't care what it is, but we'll talk about something different. But I want to thank council too. you know, as you know, we have a vacancy now. We will be running an advertisement here soon. Stacy will be handling that, asking for individuals to apply. What I will tell you is that even though we don't always agree, we can always have a civil conversation, and we all have the best interest of the town of North Beach. And that's what I cannot appreciate and thank you enough. Being a council member, being mayor, being involved, being staff, there's all has its challenges. So thank you for plugging in. I get asked this all the time. When are we going to open up town hall? I don't at this moment in time have the plans yet. We have so many new things going on in our town that staff is humming and drumming right now. They're really doing a good job. As I get closer to making that decision, I will let council know first, and then we will let the public know. But I do not have a date set yet. I also want to air that COVID is not gone. It is not gone. So we do not want to get lackadaisical and get carefree because the governor has opened up some things. You still need to protect yourself, your loved ones. Do not drop your guard. But other than that, I appreciate everybody's coming. So now I'm going to have a motion to adjourn to go into a closed session under the Maryland Open Meetings Act, Section 3-305, before a contract is awarded or bids are open, discuss a matter directly related to a negotiating strategy or contents of a bid or proposal. A public discussion or disclosure would adversely impact the ability of the public body to participate in the competitive bidding or proposal process. Can I have a motion to go into closed session?
So
So
moved.
moved.
Second? All right. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for coming. Council members, stay on.
Go ahead.